These are the 4 functions we have already done. You're having a quiz next Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure which day, whatever day we decide together. I'll probably have a vote in period 1. And you'll have to recognize them by graph, by table, and by equation. All of these are taken. There were 3 of each. In case you didn't have that. How many had that? 3 of each. Good. All right. Let's go with linear. Let's find all the linear. How do you know which one's linear on tables?
The ones that go in order, like,
Yes, there's a pattern of being adding or subtracting the same thing. Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. It's either adding or subtracting. Okay, what about a linear equation?
something
Y equals mx plus
mx plus b, with m being the slope and b,
y-intercept.
y-intercept, right there. And then hopefully everybody picked L.
Yep.
I can't even imagine if you picked something else for linear. All right. Quadratic. How do you know?
X squared.
Okay, so you take the y values and then you, it's the second thing where you're like adding and then the time between it.
Yeah, what's the
Yes.
difference? between one-
Okay, the difference here is plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, plus 9. Then the second difference, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. That's your quadratic. Okay, I will give you notes on all this Monday. With the worksheet I'm going to have you try. It'll be your back. Okay, now, which one of those is a quadratic equation and how do you know?
K, E.
E
How do you know?
squared.
Which one?
Did you say K?
No, it's
Oh,
not
E
E.
because it's X
X
squared.
squared.
X squared is the highest exponent. Now, if there was a 3x cubed plus 3x squared, it wouldn't be, because then it would be a cubic function, which we didn't do this year.
That's all.
Are you really walking around during my video?
Metzger, you're not dumb.
That's Jack Metzger walking around during my video.
Hey guys.
Okay, by the way, I like how you mentioned him in your quadratic video.
You saw it?
Yeah. All right,
Wait, what?
all right, stop. Later.
Okay.
Which one of these is quadratic?
K.
Remember, quadratic has a vertex, and it's mirrored on each side. It's symmetrical. How do you find the vertex? It's on your final.
Opposite of B over 2A.
Opposite of b over 2a is the axis of symmetry. Then how do you find the vertex?
Plug it in.
Plug it in.
My bad.
All right.
That's
Now, absolute value, well, we'll get to that. Okay, exponential. Which one?
A.
Right, exponential is when you multiply by the same thing. Not here, here. I'm multiplying by 1/3. Well, or you can think of it as going backwards, multiplying by 3. But it's really multiplication of the same thing. Times 1/3, times 1/3, times 1/3. I didn't want everybody to think it had to get bigger, so I put it backwards. Does not have to get bigger. Okay, which equation is exponential? X for an exponent. Okay, that's what makes it climb so fast. Now, when you're doing this on your calculator, if you or not doing it on your calculator, you would have to do the exponent first and then times 5. If you put in 5 times 4 and then, oh, your calculators would do the exponent first. Never mind. The scientific ones do it first because the order of operations says exponent before multiplication. You're good there. Okay, and which one is it? J. Now remember, on J, it could go this way, or that way, or that way. And it gets closer and closer to the x-axis and never crosses it. So if I had it really close and then I crossed it, it wouldn't be one of them. Okay, absolute value, which one? B. Notice it goes down and then it makes a turnaround. Because an absolute value, here it is a slope It's a linear absolute value. There's other kinds of absolute value, by the way. But this is a linear one where the slope going down is the same as the slope going up. It also has an axis of symmetry. It also has a vertex. Do you remember how to find the vertex? No, you don't. It's when you set up what's inside equal to 0. You isolate it first, then set it equal to 0. This is really going to be an easy quiz because you know all this and you just need to be reminded. And I'm going to remind you for 3 days, so you're going to be good. And there's your absolute value, obviously, with the absolute value. Now, if there was a number out here, then you don't set that number up equal to 0, okay? You just set up that equal to 0. And that's it, right? We're good?
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll give you specific notes on Monday. Actually, the reason you don't have homework today is because I forgot to run the notes off.
Good for you. Let's go.
But really, I didn't want to rush today because I want to show you how to find your semester averages. Okay, you can